Okay, Rally Works garage. Still no sign, more of a mess. Carvera, this thing has been rad. Got so many things going on with this thing, but been a minute since we did a video. This is going to be on the new YouTube channel, so if you haven't already, I'll tag Chasing Waypoints as a collaborator, all that fun stuff. But anyway, so this is the garage. This is the setup. Got some cleaning to do, got some stuff to do. But today, we're getting the Kove ready to go out to probably Plaster City in the coming holiday weekend. So I wanted to get through some of the final stuff that's here. Chassis frame protectors. We're going to install those. We've got a new set of hand guards. That's 0. And we've got a new set of hand guards that we're putting on these just to stick with the white, black, motif. Those are cool, but they're a little, So anyway, so that's kind of the update and what we've been doing. So got some these things because these things are always a pain in the butt to get a hold of. So I got a few extras. I don't know if anybody's interested in those. But anyway, let's get to installing these. So I haven't looked up the instructions on how to do this. So we're going to see how complicated it is. It was interesting. I was working on some other stuff for the tablet. I can't disclose what it is, but it has something to do with rally comp. Anyway, so we were doing some stuff and we were talking about like revisions and going through and making everything nice and cool and whatnot. Okay. Anyway, let's get to it. So we're going to put the Acerbis frame guards on the Kove 450 Rally. I think they're the same for the Rally or the Rally Pro. Doesn't matter. The Rally Pro stuff's up here for the most part. Otherwise, exhaust intake and things like that. So this is obviously the left-hand side. Okay, this doesn't look like it's going to be hard at all. It looks like there's a zip tie up there, and then there's some kind of hardware or something or other that goes in there. Yeah. So, okay. Let's get the hardware. There's the zip ties. Let's see what I see. Is that a drywall anchor? They sent me a drywall anchor. And some washers and some bolts. So, let's see what we got here. Okay. And so it looks like one goes on this side and then one goes on this side. Okay, so that's one of the things like we were talking about what we were doing over here. I'll disclose that later, but if you're able to do an installation or do something without having to see the instructions, I think that means you've designed it simple enough. So 2 different sizes on these. I'm going to say, okay, so that one wants to fit there. So let's go around and see what we got over here. And that one wants to go over here. Okay, cool. So you've got 2 different sizes of these. You're going to use the smaller one on the passenger side, or for those that ride motorcycles, on the right-hand side of the bike. And then the larger one is going to be on the driver's side, or for those that ride motorcycles, the left-hand side of the bike. So yeah, okay. So this is getting easy. Zero, help me with this. Ugh. All right. So press fit. And yeah, press fit. Okay. So then we take, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. All right. So what are the chances? Oh, they're 2 different sizes. So this is an M4 and I bet that's an M5. Okay. As you can see, I have a effective mess everywhere. let's see, M4, M5. All right. OCD activated. All right, and this is going to be a quick lesson in, so we stick with the black, and then we go with the stainless steel. I'm not going to have stainless steel for the other side, but quick lesson in bolts. These countersunk or socket head flat cap screws are measured from the top of the head to the bottom of the bolt. These on the left-hand side here are measured from the bottom of the head to the tip of the bolt. So this would be an equivalent measurement based on the distances. So I'm going to use this one. Oh, wait. See, I'm already screwing this up. Yeah, this is not the professional installation video that everybody wanted to see. But you know what? It's garage style. So obviously that bolt is too long. Let's see here. So we're going to need something closer to this. And yeah, I mean, we'll call it good. It's probably a little bit short, but that should work pretty well. So we got that one taken care of. I know I'm not. Oh, maybe I do. Oh, that'll be awesome. Okay, hopefully it's one of these guys. Well, you look at that. All right. Problem solved. We got washers. I don't think we need those washers because those washers are based for other, or using those other bolts. These already kind of have a washer, a larger end to them. So what we'll do is we'll do this number. Oh, look at that. Yep. All right, so for those, that's an M5 with a finishing washer. Yes, it's an Allen bolt. No, it's not common to the bike, but tools will be tools. I will carry Allen wrenches anyway. And, you know, if this is 2 additional tools I have to carry in case I have to replace a swing arm in the middle of nowhere, okay, so be it. All right, so we got this one. We do this number. Oh, look how long that is. Okay, so this is the point where a power tool would come in really handy to make this happen. But you know what? We'll just go with this. And so yeah, this is not as difficult. I would have been done with the other side by now if I had done it with power tools, but I have a thing with power tools sometimes. Don't necessarily favor them for assembly of stuff. Taking these out, probably be a different story. Something tells me that this doesn't have to be torqued to 900 Newton meters. Probably just snugged up just like that. We're going to take a zip tie, zippy ties, and then let's see if we can get this. How are we going to feed this through? Yes, can I help you? All right, and this is the part where you read the instructions and then magic happens. So I'm going to guess it goes like this. Now, for those of you that are... Zero, can you give me the diagonal cutters, please? For those of you that have zip ties on things like that. Okay, so that was easy. So, all right, I'm okay with that. That makes the frame look... Oh, now the bike doesn't look all clean. Okay, so for those of you that have zip ties, love zip ties, get yourself a pair of these, because the most annoying thing in the world is when you reach in, I don't know if you guys can see up in there, you reach in to grab something, and then you got this, you've got that sitting there waiting, just waiting for you, just, you know, yeah. And so then it begs the question, if you don't cut it flush, what did you do with all that time you saved? Yes, Zero? Okay. So that's this side. We'll jump over to the other side. Installation's pretty much going to be the same, so let's jump over. This one's got 2 2 zip ties, and it's going to sit over the top there. So let's do this one. Yeah, I'm sure this video could have been shorter if we'd do whatever, make it faster or somehow, but let's see here. Okay, so that sits there. It's plastic. That sits there. This one wants to go right there. Zip tie goes there. Zip tie goes there. Yeah, this is quick and easy. Let's see. I believe it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, so I wonder why they included such a long bolt on these. It seems kind of weird that they would go that long, but you know, I'm not gonna read too far into it. I figured somebody that designed this in Italy knows what they are doing. We will trust the process. We'll get these things. And it's going to be the same thing on this side. Is we're just going to, you know, snug it up. It doesn't have to be nuclear tight, I'm sure. And there's that one. All right. So then we got that one. We got that one. Yes, Zero. Zero, we're going to need some zip ties. Yeah. Okay. You're good? All right, cool. Let's do it. All right. So then we do the same thing. So this is pass through, and what we'll do is we'll keep this part on the inside there. So we go through the guard like so, and then we're going to wrap them around. Now, what I was talking about earlier, and you might have things behind there on the frame, so just make sure it's in contact with the frame. We were talking about this before. If you can figure it out without having to refer to the instructions, then you've done a pretty good job, I think, in designing the part. Now, for a lot of us, you want to look at the instructions anyway, just because you want to make sure that you don't miss the details, but I don't feel like this is going to have anything like super critical. Now, what I want to do is I want to try and get, there we go. I want to try and get that in the groove. And then I'm not liking, I might have to do this again. So what I'm not liking is the zip tie. See, okay, so this is a prime example. Why a flush cut is perfect for this. If you don't cut this flush, you've got this fuel line from the rear tank sitting there. And if you have a sharp zip tie, all you're going to be doing is just poking at this line. And eventually, the zip tie will win. And then you will have fuel everywhere. So that is not a ideal situation. So let's get this other one in here. We're going to go around the master cylinder. I'm going to rotate that zip tie. I'll do that here in just a minute. You guys don't need to see that, but let's get this. It's situated there. That zip tie likes to be there. Again, flush cut. We're good there. And then, well, let's just do this. Let's just cut it without cutting the fuel line. Okay. Yeah, see, so nice and flush. So even at that, I wouldn't even worry about that necessarily. But I am going to redo that zip tie because I want to make sure that I don't have any issues with it. Get a little snug. There it is. The Acerbis frame protectors for the Kove 450 Rally. It is the X grip. So yeah, that's it. Problem solved. So stay tuned for the next one. That's what we did today. I'll redo that zip tie. Will be good. I'm going to throw some hand guards on this thing. Need to set the sag. Going to switch to the dirt tires. And get ready. I just need to do the baseline setting. It'll be cool. I can't wait to call AHM and let them know, hey, I finally rode the bike a year and a half later. So your suspension is dialed. Hopefully that's the case. We'll find out. So anyway, all right, stay tuned for more. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. All right, see ya.